The Pentagon's shocking admission about directed energy weapons is now fueling explosive new questions surrounding the mysterious death of Amy Eskridge and whether she was silenced before exposing dangerous secrets. For years, talk of microwave weapons and energy attacks was dismissed as conspiracy theory. Now, the Pentagon itself has confirmed the technology exists. Department of War CTO Emil announced on X that directed energy weapons are a fine addition to our arsenal, alongside imagery showing a laser-style beam weapon in action. The revelation instantly reignited scrutiny around Eskridge. The 34-year-old researcher had reportedly spent years investigating anti-gravity technology, UFOs, advanced aerospace concepts, and extraterrestrial phenomena before her controversial death in 2022. Authorities ruled that Eskridge died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, but questions surrounding her death never disappeared. Critics and investigators have never fully accepted that explanation. According to reports cited by the Daily Mail, Eskridge claimed before her death that she had been attacked inside her Huntsville, Alabama home using a directed energy weapon. Retired British intelligence officer Frank Milburn later backed those claims, alleging Eskridge suffered burns, lesions, and microwave-style injuries after being targeted. The retired paratrooper added that she messaged him in May to say, "My ex-CIA weapons guy on my team saw my hands when they were burned really badly a couple months ago." Milburn even submitted findings to Congress in 2023, claiming Eskridge may have been killed by a private aerospace company trying to stop her from probing sensitive defense secrets. He alleged she described an RF K-band emitter operating from inside an SUV, a system capable of firing concentrated radio frequency energy. No official evidence has confirmed those allegations, but the Pentagon's growing investment in advanced DEW technology is now throwing gasoline onto an already explosive mystery. Congressman Eric Burleson has also raised concerns over the deaths and disappearances of multiple researchers connected to UFOs, aerospace, and national security programs. And now, with the military openly acknowledging energy weapons once dismissed as science fiction, the questions surrounding Amy Eskridge are only getting louder.
There's all these missing scientists who had access to classified material. A bunch of them have turned up they're either missing or they've turned up dead. Have you been briefed yet about whether or not these cases are connected?
Yeah, I have.
And can you tell us if they are connected?
Self-inflicted. Some had other things. So far it's not a major, there's sometimes a little bit of a connection anyway, and you say, oh, this is a terrible thing. But so far we're finding that
something that we talked about a couple weeks ago. There's all these missing scientists who had access to classified material. A bunch of them have turned up they're either missing or they've turned up dead. Have you been briefed yet about whether or not these cases are connected?
Yeah, I have.
And can you tell us if they are connected?
Well, so far, they're individual. We have a lot of scientists, so when you see, you put together 10, it's a lot, but it's, a very small number compared to what overall. We have a lot of scientists. I was asking that question, thousands, hundreds of thousands of scientists. So, some of them that we looked at are very sad cases in some cases. Some were sick, some left this earth self-inflicted. Some had other things. So far it's not a major, there's sometimes a little bit of a connection anyway, and you say, oh, this is a terrible thing. But so far we're finding that there's not much of a connection. We'll let you know. We're going to be doing a full report on it. It's very serious stuff.
I just want to follow up on my question earlier. Have you been informed if the Secret Service agent who was shot on Saturday, if that was from friendly fire or if it was from the suspect?
Well, they say it was not friendly fire.
So you're hearing that it's
Well,
from...
that's what I heard. I mean, I heard that. They said it wasn't friendly fire.
Okay.
It was actually reported. You read the reports because it was actually reported.
Yes, sir, I read through the DOJ memo.
Yeah, but, well, then why do you ask me the question?
I don't believe it said that the agent was struck by...
I'm just saying, they said it wasn't friendly fire.
And he hasn't been charged
It wasn't
yet.
us.
Okay, and he hasn't been charged yet with that. Of course, that could come. I want to follow up on the security changes. Is there talks about you potentially wearing a bulletproof vest moving forward, given you have now been shot at
I don't
so
know if I
many
can
times?
handle looking 20 pounds heavier. These guys, they look so good. Some of these guys are physical specimens. Some of these guys have traveled. I say, get away. I don't want to be near him. If you want to gain 20 to 25 pounds, get a vest. And believe me, frankly, the vest did an amazing job because it took a bullet close up. And he didn't even want to go to the hospital. I mean, we sent him to the hospital just in case, but he didn't want, it's still a hit. But he didn't want to go to the hospital. The vest totally protected him. Still a lot of power behind that shot, though. That's like getting hit by Mike Tyson. But it's amazing. I've been asked about that, and I guess it's something you consider. In one way, you don't like to do it because you're giving into a bad element, and so I don't know. But I have been asked about it.
How nervous are you about it happening again? Another assassination attempt?
I don't think about it.
You don't think about it at
And if
all?
I did, I wouldn't be doing a very good job here. I'd be thinking about nothing but that. I don't think about it. I don't think about it. If I did, I wouldn't be effective. Okay.
Mr. President, real quickly, you pushed on Truth Social, calling on Senate Republicans to blow up the filibuster.
They
It is
should.
a big issue with MAGA. MAGA wants you to get rid of it.
They should
Why
do
don't they
it.
do it?
Why don't they do it?
I don't know.
I have no idea. You know why, I guess? Because they have 3 or 4 that are like hard line. Same ones that are hard line, no to everything. And if you don't have all of them, we have a very small majority. John Thune's a good man. I said to him, John, just go take the vote. Let's expose who the people are.
Yep.
But, if we got rid of the filibuster, we could vote on the Save America Act, voter ID. You act so good. I love this.
Yeah,
He's a great guy.
I'm curious.
Even though I don't love his girlfriend too much, I won't tell you who the girlfriend is. But I like him, and I've always liked him.
Thank you. I'm actually curious.
It's great that he hasn't changed.
I'm the same man.
Brian, I think here's the problem. It's not even imaginable to me why. And people are angry about it. I'm talking about Republicans are angry about it. The filibuster should be terminated. If the Democrats ever get a shot, which probably, based on history, sometime they will use it in the first minute of the first hour, and they will execute all of the bad things. 21 justices, they really like 21. I heard 13, but they really want 21 Supreme Court justices. And they really want to have D.C. and Puerto Rico become states. That would mean automatic 4 senators go into the Democrat column. And there's not even a chance that they don't do it and do it immediately. Now, with that knowledge, because you could argue whether it's good or bad, but I don't think it's that much of an argument, frankly. But you could argue, with that knowledge that they're going to do it immediately, why wouldn't you do it as a Republican? Unless you have bad motives, almost. But if we did it, we could pass one bill after the other. We could pass laws and acts and things that we never even dreamt of passing. And you know what else? We wouldn't lose for 50 years. If we terminated the filibuster, we would have a 50-year run. You'd stop cheating. I mean, look, they're professional cheats, and they're great at it. That's what they're best at, because you can't get elected with their policy. You can't get elected with men and women's sports, with transgender mutilization of our children, with open borders for jails to be dropped into our country, and mental institutions, and drug dealers and murderers. Think of it, 11,888 murders come into our country. Nobody even talks to them about it, right? We got a lot of them out because of, you know why? Because of ICE, which they don't want to fund. They're defunding our police. When they defund ICE and with Border Patrol and Secret Service, they're defunding our police. The same thing as they're doing with an officer on the street corner. So why the Republicans Senate doesn't just sit in there and just do it and take a negative vote and do it again and again like the Democrats do. They go again and again. The war power. I'm negotiating a deal with Iran. And every week, every 3 days, they put in a thing that the war should stop. And people ask me, how the hell do you negotiate like that? You're destroying them. Every day I read, think of it, we militarily decapitated the country. And every day I read about how well they're doing militarily. They got nothing left. They're done. And yet I read in the New York Times